In this video, we're going to be talking about cost volume profit and break-even analysis. So to start off, we're going to start with break-even analysis because it's a little bit easier than cost volume profit because you don't have to worry about the profit component. So for break-even analysis, it's exactly what it sounds like. You're trying to find out what level of sales or how many units the company has to sell in order to break even, not lose any money, and not make any profit. So first, one thing we have to remember is that it's important that when we're doing these types of problems that we're operating within a relevant range. And so what that means is that while we're inside this range, fixed costs, sales price, and variable costs per unit all remain constant. So we're going to go to our example, and the first thing we're going to look for is break even by units. And so this equation is fixed costs over sales price minus variable costs. Now in the problem, variable cost wasn't given. All that was given was that fixed costs were 500, a sales price of 20, and a contribution margin of 8. But everybody should remember from Accounting 221 that contribution margin is sales price minus variable costs. So we plug in our numbers to our equation, which is 500 over 8, and we get that we need 62.5 units. Now, in the real world, you cannot produce half of a unit. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to round up to 63. You can't, if you only make 62, you're not going to break even, you're gonna be losing money. So we have to round up to 63. Now, break even in sales is pretty similar. Instead of dividing by the contribution margin, we divide by the contribution margin ratio. And so that's pretty simple to calculate. All we have to do is divide the contribution margin divided by sales price. And we get a percent. In this case, it'll be 40. And so we go back to look at the sales, break-even sales, and we do our fixed costs of 500 divided by 40%, and we get $1,250. That's how much sales we have to do in order to break even. So breaking even's good, but nobody wants to just break even. What we're gonna have to do is we want some profit in order to stay in business. So let's say our company has a target goal to make a profit of $2,000 this year. So we're gonna go back, we're gonna start with units again, and we're going to add in the profit into this equation. So where it goes is it goes in the numerator and you add it to your fixed costs. So now we have 2,500 divided by our contribution margin, and that gets us 312.5, or rounded up, 313 units need to be sold in order to get our profit of $2,000. Now again, sales, the 500 plus 2,000 over our contribution margin ratio, which is again this 40% number, gives us $6,250. That is the level of sales that we have to do in order to make a profit of $2,000. So this is a pretty easy concept, and I'm glad that hopefully now you understand cost volume profit and break-even analysis a little better. Thank you.